Hello everyone, I am Executive Director here at the Reading Fashion Alliance. I am at the Atelier. My name is Abby Young and I am with Nancy. Nancy, can you please introduce yourself and who you are?
My name is Nancy White. My couture business is called NWD Couture, which is Nancy White Designs Couture.
So can you tell us a little bit, because I remember when you first came to the Fashion Alliance, what did you do before you did fashion, and then how did you get into fashion?
Well, I will not admit how many years, but I've been an interior designer in Reading for many decades. It's been a privilege. But I brought my granddaughter over to Reading Fashion Alliance for some sewing classes, and something just sparked in me. I decided maybe I'll try my hand at this, and it was a natural segue from interior design to fashion design.
Really?
There's a lot of similarities in the creative process. Particularly, I'm in love with fabric. It was a natural progression to start using fabrics in a new domain.
Wow. Yeah, I guess you're right, from a couch to a piece of article of clothing.
Right.
So can you tell me about your design process, what it looks like from start to finish?
Yes. So it's kind of a 50-50, maybe a little bit higher on the inspiration coming from fabric versus the inspiration coming from the garment. Most of my inspiration comes from fabrics, which are natural products like wools, silks, linens, even bamboo, which is what I'm working on right now. So yeah, it's really fun.
And that's incredible because it's hard to find natural fibers in stores.
My absolute favorite store in San Francisco where I source, particularly wools, these beautiful, lightweight, the wools that they use in men's suits.
Oh, yeah.
So they call it suiting wool. I've resourced from the San Francisco store. I just found out that they're closing. It breaks my heart.
That is tragic.
It is tragic. So we'll have to find another source. May have to fly down to LA.
Good excuse to go and travel. And can you tell me a little bit about your design technique that you like to use?
Well, I'm annoyingly slow. And I get made fun of a lot by my compatriots there and their atelier because I am so slow. But I tend to be pretty meticulous about my work because I do want it to be special, to be couture. To be couture, it really needs to pay a lot of attention to every detail.
Yeah, but it pays off because you work with a lot of patterns, I see. So, and your patterns are aligned.
Thank you. Yes, you've got to get the stripes and plaids to be perfect.
Yeah, and you've been very successful in reaching the market here at Reading, and also just your impeccable couture designs are so well made that I bet you these clothing are going to last, for a lifetime. So
I'd like to think that both stylistically and in terms of construction, that they are going to be something that's a staple in your closet for forever. I try not to be too trendy.
Yeah.
Which makes me a little more conservative than some. It's nice that there's outlets for every kind of designer. But I tend to be a little more traditional.
That's true.
Yeah.
And so is this going to be your first runway with the Reading Fashion Alliance?
It is.
Oh, exciting.
I'm so excited. And I've been so fortunate because I have 3 wonderful models. They're as excited as I am, which is the other great thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yay. So that's going to be for the Artisan Avenue, the Craft of Fashion, happening November 9th at the IOF Hall.
Don't miss it.
Don't miss it. So let's talk a little bit more about, I guess, the artisanal technique of couturing. So, because I've seen you baste almost every single one of your seams. Can you talk about basting and how important that is?
Okay, yes. Basting sometimes gets overlooked, and that's why things aren't quite as perfect. Basting keeps things in place, and you were mentioning stripes and plaids, that you just cannot throw it right into the machine. It really needs to be stabilized, and so it takes an extra step, an extra 2 steps, sometimes 3 steps, but ultimately, if you're after a certain kind of perfection, I hate to use the word perfection because nothing's perfect. Nothing's perfect. But, I tend to line a lot of my things. The inside of a garment, for me, is almost as important as the outside.
Yeah.
So how things look when you open them up is the joy, I I think, you know, it has to be as beautiful on the inside as it is on the outside, I think.
Yes.
So your basting is important, and just this going at it slow is helpful for me because I can watch what I'm doing, and if something goes awry, I can stop before it gets out of hand.
And what do you do when things stifle you? Like if you've seen a new technique that maybe you've never done before, because I've seen you just keep going.
Right.
So can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I'd like to give credit where credit is due. I work with two really talented women who have a lot more experience sewing than I do. I've had a really quick learning curve here, just been sewing for 2.5 years, and they're just always there for me. And there are some techniques, yes, that's the thing about sewing that makes it so interesting, is that there's always something new to learn. And sometimes it makes you shout and scream because it's frustrating, but you know, it's all fun, and it's a wonderful learning process that keeps your brain going and keeps you youthful, I think.
Yes. What was your feeling when you made your first garment and you put it on a body?
I was so thrilled. I mean, it was so exciting. And you mentioned putting it on a body, and I think that's one of the highlights of this, is because really this isn't a business for me. It's kind of turned into a business because I've had some interest in my products, in my garments. But more important, it's when somebody puts something that you've created on and kind of there's this glow. And it just is thrilling. It's thrilling, and that's why you do it.
Yes.
You do it for that wonderful moment where you've made somebody happy, you know, wearing something you've created. It's just wonderful.
We should throw a party that is just a Nancy White Couture party. So anyone who has bought your garments, your ensembles, that we just have a little cocktail party of it.
I think that's a great idea. We should do that. Everything that I make is one of a kind. I use quite a bit of what's called dead stock, and those are fabrics that are, once you buy them and the roll is used up, they're gone. So, So there'll never be anybody wearing the same thing in Reading because every garment is unique, and every fabric I use is pretty much used once.
That's such a gift to the world.
So it's really fun, yes.
Oh my goodness.
Love it.
Well, there you have it. I mean, you're going to get, if you buy from Nancy White Couture, you're going to get both craftsmanship, durability, genuineness, and uniqueness. So this is something that this interests you. That it's right here in Reading, California, at the Reading Fashion Alliance.
Thank you, Abby.
Right here. It's a local artist. So thank you for being here and doing the interview. And
thank you.
I'm excited to see you on November 9th.
It's just been wonderful, and a last little thing I want to say is that RFA has been the inspiration for this all along. And Abby is just a wonderful director. We're very fortunate. And it's a wonderful organization that I hope people appreciate and take an interest in more and more. I thank you personally for all that you do.
Thank you.
And thank you to RFA.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.